Now it's time for us to get together and enjoy the lovely words and phrases of the English language. With you every week live from 2 with lots of fun and all the words and phrases of the English language.
Join with Mr. Duncan on the live chat and together learn the words and phrases of the English language. Join together and have fun. Mr. Duncan on the live chat and together learn the words and phrases of the English language. Join together and have fun.
I was dancing around the studio to that. I hope you were doing the same thing. Here we are. It is a beautiful sunny day, although yesterday was the opposite. We had so much rain yesterday. It is lovely to see the sun back. It's also nice to see you back as well. Here we are once more, live from the birthplace of the English language. You know where it is. I know where it is. We all know where it is. Come on, Mr. Duncan, hurry up.
Join with Mr. Duncan on the live chat. Learn together and have fun.
Having fun. Fun is what it's all about. Hi everybody, this is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you happy? Do you have one of these on your face at the moment? I hope so. And if you haven't, well, guess what? I will try my best to put one on your face over the next hour. Here we are then. I love English, and I have a feeling perhaps you love English as well. That is the reason why we are all here together today, to enjoy those lovely words and phrases of the English language is why we are here together. I hope you are having a good day. I hope it's going all right. Yesterday we had a lot of rain. Almost 1 month. I kid you not. I am not joking. We had 1 month's worth of rain yesterday. A lot of rain. But today, outside, we have sunlight. We have beautiful weather with blue skies, and apparently it is going to last for the next few days, although already it is starting to feel quite chilly, especially at night. Today we only have 13 Celsius. I know what you're thinking. Autumn is definitely on its way. I hope you are having a good weekend. How has it been? How are things where you are? Are you having a good time? Are you trying your best not to become angry about anything? I know these days it is becoming harder and harder to keep your cool and not become angry about things, but I'm okay, I'm all right. I cannot complain. I will be honest with you. I suppose there are things, and let's face it, we all love complaining about things. I like to complain sometimes. Normally small things. I don't know why, but sometimes I become irritated by things. Normally small things. Nothing serious. But those things sometimes are more annoying than the big things. Especially when you have lots of them. When you have lots of small things happening during the day. And slowly you can feel you are losing your patience. To lose your patience is to, well, basically, you become impatient, which means that you can't wait for something. Or maybe if lots and lots of things go wrong, you become more and more angry. And eventually, you will lose your patience. It does happen. I'm sure it happens to all of us from time to time. We are all capable of being impatient. I know Steve does not like waiting for anything. He might be the most impatient person I know in the world. Maybe. So I think I have more patience. I am able to wait for things. Most of the time, anyway. Here we go. Already, I can't believe it is the 21st of September. This month. What has happened? I don't know why. This month seems to have flown by. And you know what they say? Time flies when you're having fun. So maybe things aren't as bad as I think they are. Here we go then. It is live. I'm live. You're live. I'm assuming you are alive at the moment watching this. Lovely. Very nice. Oh, by the way, this week, a very famous radio presenter celebrated a big birthday. 100 years old. A very famous radio presenter. I used to listen to him when I was a child. He is now 100 years old. His name is Pete Murray. You can look him up on the internet. A very famous radio presenter. And this week he celebrated his 100th birthday. Which leads me to a question. I wonder what it feels like to be 100 years old. You wake up in the morning and you go, oh, not again. Oh, have I got to do this again? I've been doing this for 100 years. And to be honest with you, it is becoming a little tiring, to be honest. So I wonder what it must feel like to wake up in the morning, get out of bed. If you can get out of bed. Of course, when you are 100 years old, you might find that certain parts of your body stop working properly. Certain parts of your body might cease to function very well. Maybe down there. All of that down there. That's what I'm talking and sometimes up here as well. So I wonder what it must feel like to be 100 years old. Now, a month ago, just over 1 month ago, I became 60. So I'm just thinking now, if I lived for another 40 years, another 40 years of this. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not sure if I could do that. So I'm just wondering what it must feel like to be 100. Is it a good thing or a bad thing? Do you wake up every morning? No, I'm not going to say that, because that would be a very cheap laugh. Sorry, I'm not going to do that. I was going to make a very rude comment then, but I'm not like that. It's not the kind of guy I am. We have the live chat. Hello, live chat. I haven't forgotten you. Don't worry. You are on my mind. In fact, you are always on my mind. You are always on my mind. Who was first on today's live chat? I wonder. Can you guess? Oh, yes, he is back at the top once more. Congratulations, Vitas. You are first again on the live chat. Also, we have in second place, number 2. Not that number 2, but second place. Beatrice, congratulations. We have Dumar. Hello. Nicholas is here as well. Antonio. Hello, Antonio. How are you today? I hope you are having a good day. Mai Huang is here as well. Where are you watching at the moment? Please say hello. Don't be shy. Give it a try, or else you will make Mr. Duncan cry. I remember a few weeks ago, I received a very strange comment from someone, and they said, Mr. Duncan, you should change your style. You should become more like Blippi. Now, to be honest with you, I didn't know who Blippi was. So I had to look Blippi up on the internet. And it turns out that he is a children's entertainer here on YouTube. He does crazy things and he talks with a very high voice. Hi kids. Hi. Hi. I'm so excited by everything. That sort of thing. I don't think I could be Blippi, to be honest. Because if I was having a bad day, I would not be able to do it. The other thing, of course, is I found out something rather disgusting as well about Blippi. That's all I'm saying. Hello, Sergio Di Urso. Hello, Mr. Duncan. I like your music. It has a nice swing. Yes, today's countdown music had a certain type of theme. The 1920s, you see, the 1920s, doing the Charleston and the jitterbug, that sort of thing. So yes, you are right. It had a lovely rhythm and a nice swing as well. Hello to Claudia. What is cooking, Claudia? What do you have in your pot? What's cooking, Claudia? Is it something spicy and hot? Is it something salty or not? Oh, Claudia, what is in your pot? Francesco is here as well. That music reminds me of the Charleston. You are right, as I just said. Yes, well done. Thank you for noticing that. Hooroo is here. Hello, Hooroo. I won't try to pronounce your second name because I know I won't get it right. And that will cause lots of embarrassment. He is here, everyone. Yay! The one, the only, Luis Mendez is here today. Hello, Luis. Nice to see you here as well. It is always good to have you here on the live chat. Can I also say thank you very much for your message last week talking about freedom. It was a big topic last week. I talked about freedom, the freedom to say things, a very sensitive subject at the moment. Lots of people saying things. Some people are unhappy with those things. Other people agree with those things. And those who disagree are also saying things that the other people also disagree with. A lot of people giving their thoughts, their feelings. Sometimes they are making jokes about certain people. That is all I'm saying, but it is a big subject. So thank you once again, Lewis, for your message that I received last week. And yes, I suppose freedom is a big subject. The freedom to do what you feel like doing, as long as it doesn't cause any discomfort to anyone else, I suppose. That would be the most basic way of describing it. But even then, if you say something that another person doesn't like, perhaps they will say something that you don't like. And that's how it happens. We all have things that we like to hear and other things that we don't like to hear. But I suppose at the end of the day, freedom is the right to say those things. And that is where I leave that subject completely. Who else is here today? Hello, Animal Insights. I'm intrigued by your name. What does it mean? Can you tell me? Why Animal Insights? Maybe you are interested in animals. Maybe you have some sort of interest in certain types of animals. To have insight means you can view something in a direct way. Maybe your understanding of something is very clear. You have insight. You understand that thing very clearly. Can I also say JC Geordie is here as well. How lovely to hear pure English from the UK. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. Yanine. Hello, Yanine. Yanine Haddad. Mr. Duncan, do you practice mindfulness? I have to say, I do try to find a certain amount of time in my day where I can just relax. I don't meditate. I don't do that, but I am very aware sometimes of how much stuff there is going around in my head. And I'm sure we all have this problem, especially these days, because we have to absorb so much information. It has to go into our brains almost constantly. So I think it is good sometimes to turn off the noise, to remove all of those horrible distractions for a short while, and then you can free your mind. So I suppose from my point of view, mindfulness to me is just relaxing, having no more input up here. Input. When we say input, we mean things that are being fed into something. So input, when we are talking about our brains, is information that is going inside, things you see, hear. And let's face it, there is a lot of input around at the moment. Things constantly going in to your brain. So I feel sometimes it is nice just to step back and chill for a while. So I wouldn't say that I meditate, but I am very aware sometimes that my brain becomes too busy with stuff. So sometimes it is good to take a step back and relax for a while. However, Mr. Steve, he does meditation. He is very into it. Hello also Daniel Goron. Hello to you. Nice to see you here. Florence is here. So many people. Compartisan is here. Hello to you as well. Very nice to see so many people chatting already. Thank you very much for joining me today. We have an interesting topic. A word. The word is turn. A simple word. I know what you're going to say. It is too easy. However, sometimes in English you will find simple words can have lots and lots of different meanings. So that's what we're doing today. We are looking at turn as a word. Also a very interesting question I'm going to ask in a moment. Hello MC. Hello Mr. Duncan. I believe you are just fine the way you are. You don't need to be anyone else. It is nice to hear from you today. Thank you very much. But it is strange sometimes. I know I've mentioned this before, but I find it fascinating to think about how you see me when you are watching this. It is very hard to get inside another person's head and work out what they are feeling. And I think this happens to all people who appear in front of others. You don't really know how other people feel when they see you. It is something that often pops into my head. One of the many things that I sometimes think about. Chill out is great. Yes, I think we all should have a point during the day where we can just step back from everything. Perhaps you can go for a walk. Maybe you can have a lie down on the bed. I have to say, I do rather like that. During the day, maybe 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I like to have a little nap on the bed. So perhaps that is another way of relaxing and removing yourself from all the noise of the world around you. I think so. So we do have a lot to talk about today. Here's an interesting question for you. You don't have to answer it. Some people might find it a little personal, but when was the last time you felt excited about something? It can be anything. Now, I think it is one of the most wonderful emotions that a person can feel. A person feels excited about something. To be excited, it is a feeling. It is a physical response to something. Perhaps your birthday is coming soon. Maybe you feel excited because your birthday is arriving. Perhaps you are going away somewhere. Maybe you are taking a trip somewhere and you are excited because that thing is approaching. The day when you fly away, go off on holiday. Perhaps you are seeing a friend who you haven't seen for a long time in person. you feel excited because you are going to see them again. The feeling of excitement is normally here. We sometimes say that a person might feel butterflies in their stomach. A person who feels excited about something might also say, I have butterflies in my stomach. Quite often it is a feeling of excitement and also maybe a little bit of nervousness as well. Sorry. I had a little cough then. Did you notice that? My voice is dry today. I have a dry voice. Because inside my studio it is rather hot. That is probably the reason why. So when was the last time you felt excited about something? I think the last time I felt excited was when I went to Italy with Mr. Steve. And I have to say, we had a rather fun time. Exciting times. That's what I had recently. And we went to Italy. When we went to Italy, we had the most amazing time. It was a lot of fun. And I did feel excited. What about you? When was the last time you felt excited? Gianfranco, hello to you. I feel excited when I can go to the beach and have a long and relaxing swim. People say that exercise is a good way of relaxing because it gives your body a chance to move. The blood can flow around your body. All of that lovely oxygen can go into your brain. And it is a good way of refreshing your body. So I would say, if you can benefit from exercise, I would say that it is a good thing to do. And I would imagine if you love doing it, certain activities, such as going for a run or maybe swimming. Although I can't swim, unfortunately, I can't do that because I can't swim, I'm afraid. Claudia says, I feel excited when I see your little heart on my comments. That's good. Thank you very much. Lewis, you know who I'm talking about. Luis Mendez. At the moment, I am staying in Brittany, but at the beginning of October, I will be in Paris. Oh, yes. Something that always makes me excited is travelling, going to other places. So I'm looking forward to taking another trip, maybe next year. I don't think I will be taking any more holidays this year because I can't afford it, but maybe next year I will go on a big trip. Hopefully. Anything else? Route 66. Alex, I felt very excited when I went along Route 66. So where was that? Where was that, Florence? Please let me know. Is that the famous Route 66? I think there was even a song written about Route 66. I get my kicks on Route 66. Something like that anyway. I'm sure you will tell me. So Florence, was that during a trip that you had maybe to the United States? Is that what you're talking about there? I wonder. So a lot of things to be excited about, but I have to say, too much excitement sometimes is not good for you. It is possible to become too excited about something and possibly lose your mind. Let's see. Hello, Florence. Mr. Duncan, you are right. I was in the United States of America, travelling along Route 66. Yes, there is that famous road sign that simply says Route 66. Sort of that shape. And it says Route 66. Sounds exciting. Were you driving or were you travelling in a bus? So how were you travelling along Route 66? Were you in a car? Driving fast? Or were you in a bus, maybe? Yes, it is. It is a road, a famous road in the USA. I wanted to say Arizona, but that doesn't sound right. I'm sure someone will correct me if I am wrong. Cruising across Arizona. And I'm sure that's where Route 66 is. I'm sure it is. Maybe. Maybe not. Oh my goodness. Florence, that is amazing. We were on our motorcycle, a Harley Davidson. Can I just say, I am learning new things today about you out there. Florence, I did not realise that you like riding around on a big, powerful motorbike. Harley Davidsons. They are amazing machines. Now I am very intrigued, to be honest with you. Saturino, I would be rather excited for something. I will try again. Let me just start that again. I get rather excited for something, and when I do, I am full of adrenaline. Yes, or if I'm dealing with some trouble, or if I suddenly run into danger. So yeah, excitement is a very strange thing, because excitement can sometimes be a bad thing. Maybe your body will become overactive because of something bad happening. So I often think excitement is a good thing, but of course the effect is always the same. Maybe your heart will start to beat very fast, and maybe your adrenaline will start to flow around your body. Of course, adrenaline is something that helps your body to react to danger. It allows you to run away or fight. So that is why when adrenaline is produced in your body, it makes the whole of your body become excited. Not always in a good way. JC Geordie says, is the motorbike similar to the one that was in Easy Rider? Yes, a good movie, by the way, a very good movie. Very interesting. So today we are looking at words and phrases connected to turn. That is what we are looking at today. I hope you are feeling excited, because we have a big subject to look at. over the next few minutes. Don't go away.
I'm a big boy now.
English Addict is with you today. It is Sunday and I hope it is going well for you.
Join with Mr. Duncan on the live chat. Learn together and have fun.
That's me. That's me, Mr. Duncan. Live on YouTube for a Sunday afternoon. I hope you are having a good day today. I hope the weekend is going wonderfully. A lot of people asking, where is Steve? We are missing Mr. Steve. I can tell you now, he is okay, perfectly well, 100%. However, now, I am going to get into a lot of trouble for saying this. Mr. Steve. Should I say? Should I tell you now? I'm just thinking, you see, now. I have to be very careful. The thing I do might have repercussions. There's a great word. Repercussions. The after effect. The result of something happening. Maybe you say something you should not. Maybe you insult someone. You say something and you think it is an innocent comment. It is something that won't offend anyone. But then there are repercussions. The result of something happening, quite often in a negative way. The repercussions refer to the negative response, the response that you get for the thing you've done, the repercussions. With every action, there is a reaction, and the reaction can be good or not so good. The repercussions, the results, quite often, the bad things that happen in result of something. That is it, you see. That is it. That's what it is. Yes, Mr. Steve. See, I don't know if I can tell you, because if I tell you, I might get into trouble. Okay. Here's the deal. I will tell you, but I won't tell you. If that makes sense. Mr. Steve has a new toy. That's all I'm saying. I can't tell you. He's told me. He said, don't you dare tell anyone on the live chat. By the way, that's how Mr. Steve sounds in real life. He has a new toy. That's all I'm saying. I can't say anything else. But he is very happy and excited about it. That is all I can say, I'm afraid. Today we have an interesting topic. We are looking at words and phrases connected to the word turn. You might be surprised to find out how many words and phrases connect to such a simple word. So that is what we are looking at today on the live chat for the final part of today's English Addict. Words and phrases connected to turn. Come on, Mr. Duncan, get on with it. Pull your finger out. I was asked the other day, Mr. Duncan, we heard you say something and we are very confused by it. You said, pull your finger out. What does it mean? If you pull your finger out, it means you get on with something, you start. You don't wait or hang around. You pull your finger out. Sometimes if a person is not working very hard and you want to encourage them to work harder, come on, pull your finger out. Quick, hurry up. So that is what people are now saying to me. Mr. Duncan, pull your finger out. Okay, I will. The word turn is both a verb and noun. So first of all, we can use the word turn as both a verb and noun. As a verb, we are showing the action to move or cause something to move on an axis. So a point on which that thing is turning is an axis, the central point. You might describe it as the pivotal point, the point normally in the centre. So if something is turning, normally there is a point at which that turning occurs. And the point, as you can see here on my little demonstration, is in the centre. Something is turning. That is what it is doing. So turn is quite often a physical thing. You can turn something physically, which is why we use it as a verb. To move or cause to move. So you are making something move. You are moving it physically as a verb. To move or cause something to move on an axis. So here is another good demonstration. You can see here a piece of machinery. In this case, we are looking at a cog part of a piece of machinery. Quite often, machines will have parts that turn. It turns around to turn. Maybe a person has to operate the machine by hand, and then that thing will turn. Once again, we are using it as a verb, but also you can use it as a noun as well. A steering wheel in a motor car. You turn the steering wheel. So as you drive the car, you turn the steering wheel, and then the wheels at the front of the car will also turn as you go round the corner. You turn the steering wheel. Of course, nowadays, many vehicles will drive themselves. They are almost as clever as people these days, motor cars, have you noticed? To move or cause something to move on an axis. You can see here what a person is doing. They are turning something. Normally a control. So maybe you have to turn something. Maybe you have to turn a key in the lock to unlock the door. Or maybe you are going to lock the door. You turn the key. So again, you are using it as a verb. You are turning something. To turn is to move or cause something to move. Normally on an axis, a point on which it will turn around. Wheels. So we just mentioned cars. Well, of course, wheels will also turn. They turn on a central point. The point in the middle is what it turns on. And that is why we describe it in that way. The word turn can also, you know what I've done here? I've jumped ahead of myself. That's better. The earth turns as well. So a lot of people say, no, Mr. Duncan, no, the world spins. Well, of course, to spin is also to turn. Something will spin. Normally something that is spherical will spin around, or something round will spin. You can spin a wheel. You can turn a wheel. The wheel will turn. The earth is a very good example of something that turns. So the earth turns slowly on a single point, and we often describe that as the axis. But of course, it is also worth noting that the earth does not turn on a straight axis. It's slightly tilted. And that's the main reason why we have seasons during the year. Then, of course, as an action, you can turn something on. Bing! Yep. There we go. You can turn on a light. To activate something is to turn on. You turn on the light. You turn on the washing machine. You turn on the television. To turn on is to activate something. You turn that thing on. You activate it. You make that thing begin operating. To activate, to begin something, the process of something is activated. As a verb, we can also turn up something. You turn up something. To increase the amount of something, you turn up. For example, maybe you are listening to your favourite music and you really want to get in to the music. You want to really feel the rhythm of the music. So you will turn up the music. You will make the music louder so you can really enjoy it. To turn up is to increase something. You turn up something. And of course, we can have the opposite as well. You can have the opposite of turn up, which is turn down. To reduce something by changing it. You turn down the music. Maybe you are playing your music too loud. And the neighbours start complaining. They say, "Can you please turn down your music?" So instead of turning up the music, you have to turn it down, to turn down something. A lot of people these days in their houses, they will have controls for the temperature in the house. You might be cold, so you will turn up the heating. You want the house to become warmer. You will turn up the heating. And of course the opposite. You turn down the heating. You reduce the temperature in the house. So you turn up to get hot. You turn down to become cooler. You are adjusting the controls. The word turn as a verb, to flip something. You flip something. You turn over something. For example, this young lady here is turning over a pancake. To turn over, or flip, to flip something. So you can use either of these phrases and words to flip, to turn over from one side to the other. I have to say, she is doing a very good job of turning over that pancake. To change the facing direction of something. Turn around. If you turn around, it means you change the facing direction from there to there. You turn around. Some people say turn around. Some people say turn round. Turn round, turn around. To change your position, normally the position you are facing. So you can see here, this chair, we are going to turn that chair round. We are changing the direction in which it is facing. To turn round. To change the facing direction of yourself. So a person will turn round. I will turn round now. Some people say, "Mr. Duncan, that is the best side of you. We prefer the back of you rather than the front." So to change the facing direction is turn round. Maybe a person is facing away from you. Then suddenly they turn round. another use of the word turn. If you are driving along the road, you might come to a turn. So here we are looking at nouns now. The word turn as a noun, a bend or junction in the road is a turn. So you can see here we have two turns. You can either go left or right. You have a choice. So we will describe this as a turn. You can turn left or right. We can also call it, I suppose we can also call it a junction as well. But if you are going straight and maybe you have to change your direction, suddenly you turn. So in that sense, we are using it as a verb. You are doing it. But the thing you are driving along can also be described as the turn. The turn is the road that goes off in a certain direction. So there are many ways of describing that particular thing as well. Maybe you are having a busy day. Perhaps you are feeling stressed. You suddenly feel dizzy and unwell. You feel as if you are going to faint or pass out. You have a turn. A person will have a turn. They suddenly feel unwell. Maybe you've had nothing to eat all day. Maybe you haven't had anything to eat all day. And suddenly you feel dizzy. You feel unwell. You have a turn. We sometimes describe it as a funny turn. You might have a funny turn. To have a funny turn means to feel dizzy, light-headed. You feel as if you are going to pass out. You have a turn. Quite often we use that phrase when a person suddenly becomes unwell. They feel ill. Suddenly they have a turn. We also have phrases as well that use the word turn. For example, take a turn for the worse. So if a person is unwell, maybe they are rushed to hospital, perhaps they are unwell, they might take a turn for the worse. In other words, a situation that is happening becomes serious. So maybe you go to hospital, you are unwell, and then overnight you become seriously ill. We can say that you have taken a turn for the worse. You have become ill. You have become seriously unwell. You take a turn for the worse. So any situation that suddenly becomes serious, we can say it has taken a turn for the worse. The weather. Maybe when you look out the window in the morning, you see the sun is shining and everything is lovely. However, at lunchtime you look out the window and it's raining. You can say that the weather has taken a turn for the worse. It has become bad. I was going to go out, but unfortunately the weather has taken a turn for the worse. Here's an interesting phrase. Maybe if a person is cruel to you, maybe they treat you badly, maybe they do something to upset or hurt you, but you don't react in any strong way. You simply turn the other cheek. You respond meekly or mildly to insult or injury without retaliating. So you don't fight that person. You simply turn the other cheek and walk away without doing anything else in response. Of course, that particular phrase comes from religious text. We can also have a turn of events. Turn of events basically means the change or outcome of something, the way something progresses and then ends, the turn of events, the things happening up until the point where something ends or finishes, the turn of events. Something we can often use. To turn up, to appear or arrive. To turn up, to appear or arrive. You suddenly arrive. You appear. You suddenly arrive somewhere. You appear. Maybe you are waiting for someone to arrive at your house, and then suddenly they turn up. They arrive. They appear. They turn up. And finally, we have turn down. If you turn down something, it means you reject or refuse that particular thing. You turn that thing down. You reject. You say no. Perhaps your boss wants to offer you another job, maybe a promotion, but there will be more work involved in that job. You might turn down that job. You refuse that job. You reject that thing. You turn it down. And that is today's main topic, turn. There are many other words and phrases we can use to express the word turn. Maybe a performance that a person gives can be a turn. Maybe an act. Maybe you do a little dance on the stage. We can describe it as a turn. I am going in a moment, but I will be back with you. Next Sunday, I am back with you from 2 p.m. UK time is when I'm back with you. So next Sunday, I will put it on the screen. There it is. Next Sunday, 2 p.m. UK time is when I am back with you live on YouTube. Next Sunday. I hope you will join me for that. Time for me to go. I hope you've enjoyed today's live stream. You can watch this again, and later on there will be lovely captions as well in your own language. So look out for that. Thank you very much for your company. It's been lovely being with you again, spending some time together, enjoying those lovely words and phrases of the English language. Thank you very much, and I will see you later. Enjoy the rest of your week. Try to stay calm. Don't forget to take some time to relax and step back from the crazy world around us. And of course, until the next time we meet here, you know what's coming next. Give me a like if you like this. Subscribe if you want. And of course, until the next time we meet, you know what's coming next. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Come on, Mr. Duncan, pull your finger out. Ta-ta for now. See you next Sunday.
Join